All right, this is taking place right at the end of the last video. This is as dry as it's gonna get. It doesn't feel as dry as I'd like it, but it's been sitting here for an hour. The IR thermometer did say like 120 degrees at one point, so it got hot. I mean, I'm gonna try to just focus on like this chunk here. I'm gonna just let this sort of eat, and we're gonna see what happens here. I don't wanna do this.
Do you wanna hook up the vacuum?
Yeah, might as well. It's small.
I do see the red.
Huh?
I do see the red. Do you? Do you see it on the top?
There's still a hint of red there.
Well, so like you see the red around that, and then there's still a hint of red along this whole. And like you look even here, I mean, hint of red.
Which is where the other bubble was.
Right.
So do I just take it out to red here, just to see, just to see what happens, for a clean piece to see what it looks like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If there's no red over there.
Because we know it's not happening here.
I mean, you can even do it like down here where
it doesn't matter as much?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me do it right here then.
Yeah.
That's where the trim's gonna sit.
Right, you just see. There's no red.
But why is there 2 layers of red?
Well, so that's the question. Is this 2 different layers? Or is this just the same level and this is a dip? Right? So the red's showing here and then showing through there.
Yeah.
Is this just a low spot where it filled up with that stuff?
I mean, that is a possibility. I don't know, what do you think? Saying like...
So, I mean, I do think that's just a low spot because it's just there. It's just all the way around, right?
That whole ring, which seems to be where the fucking bubble keeps coming from.
Well,
now there's a ring up here. And the question is it just a ring there because it's 2 different heights of metal?
I think that's just 2 different.
So if I stand right here specifically, right, this white should go away. Right? I mean, in theory, if what we're saying is maybe because it's like on a body line, like maybe it's just hard to... Now there's a line like this.
Right. Now, is that primer underneath? Is that more
Is that what's bad? Yeah, is that what's actually bad? You know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't up here, right? The bubbles, they were down here.
They were never up there, yeah.
Yeah, it was this, 100%.
So I wonder if we just... Is this just 2 different layers of like... Again, body is... I'm exaggerating, but... It's not super wavy, but enough that like me just sanding, I'm hitting like one kind of line here.
Yeah.
And it's a low spot that I've just been hitting in the middle now.
Could be.
Let me do this, let's see. Let me just hit the... How far does it go?
Well, and so...
Because it's up here right now, it looks like.
Well, that's a line. Like, who knows if that's red or if that's primer or know what it is, right?
Never had a bubble up there before.
No.
In 3+ years, never had a bubble that high. So you guys are all aware. I'm just kind of going to town. The idea is, I don't really 100% idea, but clean it and then throw some self-etching on obviously the metal areas, scuff it, and throw this aerosol filler primer on to kind of cover a little bit better than the epoxy primer I'm gonna throw in afterwards is. Down here, we don't see any red at all. So they obviously, the previous body shops that have touched this car have not messed with that. But they clearly have up here. So I just was sanding some more aggressive. We got 40 grit on this thing. It's taking a bit actually to go through it with all the layers of paint, but there is some red showing here, so I stopped immediately so you could see it. That being said, there's never been a bubble here for 3+ years. So you would, the assumption that we have is it's the red that's causing it, right? That's the thing, whatever the red is.
There's some kind of chemical.
Some kind of chemical reaction. Caveat to that is I've never had a bubble here and there's red right there. So we're trying to figure out how far does this go? How far?
So the question is now, if you threw your primer over it, would a bubble appear there?
I don't know. Is it if it's showing?
like maybe the bubbles were a weak spot. Maybe something didn't, right?
Yeah, I mean,
some layer of paint didn't, and that was the weakest spot, so that's where it just started lifting.
yeah. So
And then as you,
in case you can't see it, here it is. I mean, that's it pretty well, right? I don't know if you can see. Let's wipe this off, but oh, I think it's made it worse. Going in the shirt. All right, so there it is, right? So that being said, there was a bubble up there, but it hasn't reappeared. There's a bubble here, it hasn't reappeared, and there's some on the other side, they haven't reappeared. So the question really lies now is kind of, do I just sand this out? Because the bubbles were what, like right? We should take a picture again. Like where were they on this? Because these bubbles didn't reappear. And they were over here. There was 2 of them, remember?
well, I don't think they reappeared the first time we threw the last time we threw
I don't think they did either. So did I sand? So is that it? Is it just need to be like you just can't really see any red?
But then, yeah. But then how do you get it? I don't know. Like, you might not be able to see any red, but is there some red poking through that maybe you just
missed?
can't see, or it's just that
I mean, I'll be
line
honest.
of a line? And that's
I'll take this shit up to like here.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like hit it. And then this, we've already, where the bubble was, I might as well just finish this off and come up here. Because the bubble was up like here, right? And it's already gone.
Yeah.
There's no material there. And I think just kind of sand this till I don't see any red.
Yeah.
And then I'll hit it again with that gun. And then if it reappears here, if the bubble appears here, has to be something with the red that I just exposed. And at that point, then yes, you're right. We'll just strip this friggin' whole quarter. This quick winter paint job has turned into a nightmare. Nightmare. And it has to be some kind of glazing or something that they tried to do to even out the body, I guess. Because again, there's none down here. They probably wouldn't have gave a shit about this because it's got trim on it. This is what we're left with. So this is wax and grease remover. I've already done this once. Maybe a little excessive. Whoops. Sanded this whole thing, well, all this area with 220. Smooth the touch with your hand. And then we're going to throw some etching primer on it, followed by this aerosol Duplicolor high build primer. Just wipe up there because I'm sure there's, yep. So this is a video now, in case these things reappear, and I hate myself. Get out of your way if you're trying to get a good.
I'm just trying to get like some perspective so we can see.
Yeah. CSI over here.
Something that's like, well, just touching it, you're going to have to wax the degrees
It's
anyways, but it's like, I don't know what, like 5 fingers
Yep.
ish from there.
All right, so we gave it the best shot we can give it, man. We swept the floor, blew it out, painting in a garage. I think, based on looking at the video, you can tell we tried the best we can. We have this whole garage heating up right now. Here's what the quarter looks like at the current moment in time. I ended up using a little bit of some aerosol to touch up some areas, and then we wet sanded the whole car with 600 grit. So this is how she sits. We retaped some areas, new filters on. I have this down low today to see where we're almost at. We're a little above 70, but it feels way hotter than that in here, I'll tell you that. I'm sure if I hit some of the panels, it'll be hotter, but... So we're gonna wax and grease the car real quick. Take the garage door up. He's gonna tack wipe it. I'm gonna get to mix the paint, and then we'll resume where we're spraying. All right, so this color is kind of funky because it's probably been sitting. Oh, you want to see? Show the hang it on the right.
Yeah, right here.
Here's what kind of sucks, right? You're happy that it's filled to the brim, but I don't have a paint shaker, so oh yeah, like I can feel stuff on the bottom. We're just gonna start slow. All right. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh god. That was all right.
Oh no.
I can't.
Okay.
Let me get some tape. right, so a couple dilemmas. If you look, I was hitting all over the place. Long story short, I was halfway through the first coat, and when I got to the passenger side, it just decided to, I don't know why, but the paint started to come out, just shoot to the left, like the air, something was clogged in it. So I took it apart, cleaned it real quick. We were back, we were good. And then midway through it, the fan was just ridiculous. Like, again, you can look, right? Like, that's not a good fan. None of these are. Dialed in the fan adjustment, and it obviously became big. That's a little overkill. Back over there got a little bit better, and I think what I ended up just staying with was this guy last, which was better. So here's the car so far. Color, I do like the color. It might be a little bit darker, I don't know, but I'm digging it. I like it. I got more paint than I think. This was basically a full cup worth for the PPS 2.0, however big those cups are. That's one whole thing. About to be done with it. And then I have a whole other one made up that I'm probably not going to use all the way on the car, but I'll use some of it, just kind of some of the areas maybe that could use some little extra paint. But I'm trying to figure out what's up with this Craftsman heater now. That's kind of a ordeal. It only wants to stay lit. Sometimes it'll stay lit for 2 minutes. Sometimes it'll stay lit for like 7 minutes. The temp on the most of the panels over there on the passenger side were like 85. The other side were like 73. So the car is cool. It's at proper temp to be able to, do this. It'd be nice to be able to like bake this thing right now for this last coat. So trying to figure out what's wrong with the heater and lay this last coat. All right.
I'm gonna go see if they can see the little.
Yeah, you can go show them when I stir this.
See if it'll show up. I think I probably need a light to get it to a. Here, let me try this with the. Oh yeah, it's showing up.
Is it?
Yeah, I just had to take the cell phone light out, so it's just all of these swirls from the DA where that aerosol primer just didn't get it. It's really bad just up there.
I don't know if you can see, but it is super foggy. If you're gonna do this, I even opened this up a little bit here. These two box fans with filters on them do not pull enough air, especially for clear. The paint was even a little rough, but clear is way worse. So second coat is on. We're just gonna kind of waiting a little bit here. I'm kind of testing it by like touching there, so it's like sticky, right? It's supposed to be sticky like it's tape, not stringy. So this is probably good for its last coat that I can lay on kind of thick. We're kind of doing the whole car, even the jam, except for this rear quarter, the old Nightmare panel. So let's do this again. All right, so it's been sitting here for 25 minutes. I guess another 25 minutes it should be tack free or dust free. Again, didn't do the passenger. I think Joe showed you where the scratches were. The other kicker is everything else is cleared. Doesn't look terrible, but it dusted up. I didn't take these filters off. It dusted so bad in here, I could not see what I was basically doing. So I think next time we're gonna just take the filters off with the clear coat and put my trash bins right in front of it, so just blast the trash bins with, stuff. So part of being able to see is I got a good run. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. It's a good one. And mainly it's just I couldn't friggin' see, man. It was like I was in a haze. But it's on me, right? I mean, I'm painting, so live and learn. The other kicker is the hardener. I should have just trusted my gut. The instructions say 2 to 5 minutes. Make sure it's tacky before you lay it on. So like, probably should wait until it's that tacky, to be honest. It wasn't stringy. It was just tacky like tape. And I laid the next coats on, and the problem is we'll see if it levels out in the morning, but I doubt it. I've got like some solvent pops. I doubt you can see there's a couple of them over here. Like 1 or 2 down here. I don't want those. I'm not trying to make a show car, but I want this thing, I want it to look good. So I'm pretty sure I laid the next coat and the next coat over it just too soon. Worst case, I just scuff this side up, where it's all flat, and then just throw like another 2 layers of clear on top of it or something. And obviously for the passenger side, what pisses me off the most about the passenger side is I bought guide coat. Literally bought guide coat to throw in primer and block it out. And I just did not do it. I did not do it. and now I'm paying for it because there's all those scratches in the car that you couldn't see or feel, to be fair. I guess if we would've looked right, maybe I could have saw them, but once the base coat hit it, they definitely showed up. So there's that. We'll see. I mean, if everything works out over there, which I don't think it will, but if it did, I mean, it'd be a quick, easy, like, just tape here, whoop, cover it, tape here, whoop, cover all that, and it'd be quick and easy just with this panel. But these solvent pops are probably not going to be good. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. I think yesterday's video, or the day before, whatever, I didn't appreciate everybody for watching. I know I'm pumping out videos a little bit quicker with these a little more like vlogish, with us just talking and BSing, and just a little less like DIY, but just kind of, I don't know what I'm doing. It's a little easier just to edit. I don't really got to go through many clips. I sort of just drag them in and let them rock and roll. So if you guys like that, let me know. If you guys get any feedback, and it's like, this isn't my first time painting. If you watch the channel, I mean, I learned, I'm not even great, but I've learned quite a bit. But for, again, this thing is, the body is just killing me, man, killing me. So again, I do appreciate everybody for watching, all the comments, anybody's concerns they have for me, everything else. Leave it down below. Stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully the next video is that quarter panel getting sanded nicely, throw epoxy back over it, and then maybe just, who knows, scuffing and just reshooting the color all over the car. I don't know. We'll see. It all depends on what happens with this clear coat that I just threw on the driver's side. It's been sitting here for 28 minutes. I'm going to turn the torpedo heater on now because there's no fumes in the air. So I'm going to just bake this sucker and see how she turns out.